Hey gang, what's going on? Hope everybody's having a good day out there today, and welcome back to another edition of Intuitive Angling. Today I'm going to give you some tips and advice on when to use a Chartreuse-Back crankbait like this, because it's a color that not a lot of people use, and there's a certain set of situations where this thing is really good. So we're going to give you guys sort of a little tutorial on that. And real quick, just want to remind you guys, if you're looking for any of these Chartreuse-Backs or any of the other Megabass crankbaits, I'll include the Baitworks link in the description. They got a really good selection of the Megabass Z crank series there. And also, please, if you haven't had a chance, please visit and hit the View Products tab on the videos when it starts. It says View Products down there at the bottom. It's just a bunch of products I suggest you guys may check out, you might like. And every time you click on one of those, the channel gets 20 cents. So it's a good way to support the channel, guys. Okay, guys, Chartreuse-Back crankbaits. I got to tell you guys right off the bat, I have, up until they came out with this Z2, I have never been a big fan of a Chartreuse-Back, any type of lure, not crankbait, jerkbait, whatever. I just have not caught many fish on them. And I think a lot of it was, I just had not got many bites on it for whatever the situation was. And I got talking to a friend of mine. He was probably 80 years old now. And he was telling me about recently when he used to go to Grand Lake years ago, like 40 years ago, and he would catch a lot of fish on the Chartreuse-Back shad rap at Grand Lake. And this guy is a really good fisherman. He's caught tons of fish, and he told me how good it was. And I got thinking about it. It's like, man, maybe I'm not giving this thing a try. So anyway, I took this thing down to Grand Lake and down to Stockton Lake last year, the Chartreuse-Back, and I said, I'm gonna fish it really hard because I know they're biting a crankbait right now. I know they're biting a shallow crankbait, and I'm just gonna see how good it is. And guys, I put this thing in my hand all day long and absolutely whacked them that day. Now, I don't know if it was just a day or what, but I wound up catching both places. I caught like 10 or 12 keepers and maybe 20 fish on it, just all on this Z2 Chartreuse-Back crankbait. Water visibility in both situations was probably, I'm gonna guess, 10 to 12 inches, pretty stained water. And even when the bait was in the water, it's still, in my mind, it just did not look that good. But there was something about the Chartreuse-Back that got those bites in that type of water visibility. So one of the things I'd recommend with this, guys, when you're trying or wanting to try to catch them on a chartreuse, there's a couple situations I've found about this since I had those 2 trips I was telling you about. What you need to look for when you want to consider using a Chartreuse-Back. Number one, the water visibility. You've got to have stained water. You've got to have, I don't like at the very maximum 12 inches of visibility. Ideally, I like 8 to 10 inches of visibility. That seems to be the real key on that thing because it's so bright. The second thing with that is you need some wind or cloud cover. You're not going to get many bites on it, even in that dirty water, if you've got a slick day or if it's super bright out. I just think that it's a little bit too bright for whatever reason, but cloud cover and wind helps. Also early in the morning, right off the bat when the light levels are low. Another thing I found out with this, well, they will hit the Chartreuse-Back, like I said, right off the bat when the light level's low, and then they get off it once it gets bright. That's why I've always told you guys, if you watch the channel, that chartreuse will catch the most aggressive, biggest fish in the area, which is true even with this one here. So anyway, guys, if you guys haven't tried this, I know it's not a real popular color. Give the Chartreuse-Back a try under those conditions. I think that if you're in a situation where you have some aggressive bass, are really going to be keying in on this. And one of the things that I usually do with it is sometimes in low light, I'll start out with the Chartreuse-Back, and then like 10 o'clock in the morning, I'll move to more of a traditional shad pattern with like a, black or blue back, something like that. So anyway, guys, I think it's going to help you guys catch a few more fish. Megabass Z2, I'll include the link in the description here for Baitworks. You can get them there. Good way to help the channel out if you use that link. And please hit that subscribe button. I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.